Are you paying too much in taxes? Elevated Tax and Accounting is a firm that specializes in tax planning and strategy to minimize your tax bill. Elevated Tax consult with you on tax strategy throughout the year, so no more waiting until the end of the year and hoping for the best. As a business owner, you know your sole focus should be spent working on your business, not in it. Outsourcing gives you the time to concentrate on the core reasons you started your company, to create and innovate a top-tier product and generate profits. Elevated Tax and Accounting, elevating you and your business with a modern professional touch.
Our entire team at Ryan & Miller appreciates every client that comes to us. Getting to help them one-on-one with their individual case means the world to us. So thank you to all of our clients who contact us and come to us for their legal services. We appreciate it.
For Montana, we have student athletes Kai Johnson, Te'Jon Sawyer, Coach Travis DeCuire. Coach, if we can start with you, DeCuire, sorry. Some comments on today's game.
Tough one. We went into this with a ton of confidence. I think, for stretches of the game, we showed that we could play with them. We just couldn't sustain it. We had long stretches where I don't think we were executing very well on either side of the ball. I think a good basketball team met a better basketball team today. I thought they did a good job of preparing themselves. They played their game. I think, one of the things for us game-wise was to try to contain the guards, knowing if we did that we would free up the bigs a little bit for shots. And we played the percentages in terms of the bigs didn't really shoot a lot of threes leading up into this game. And today they were very aggressive, stepping in, caught rhythm. And I think that kind of led to some other issues for us defensively. So you can't win this kind of game shooting 39% and giving up 55% to your opponent. So we kind of got beat tonight on both sides of the ball. But a lot of respect out to Wisconsin. We'll be cheering for those guys on Saturday.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions for the student athletes first, and then we'll come back to Coach. Questions for the student athletes? Here.
Kai, Mike Kelly with the Associated Press. You guys got down, and then you made that run to get within 51-47. What happened after that, and how come you weren't able to sustain that run?
Yeah, I think we hit shots on that run, obviously, and strung a couple stops together. And I think we didn't have runs like that throughout the game because we couldn't string our stops with our buckets. And yeah, I guess shots just didn't fall after that run ended. So it just is what it is.
Te'Jon, Kyle Newman with the Denver Post. How do you feel like you guys did inside, you and Pridgeon, containing Crowell and Winter? I mean, it seemed like for at least the first half, you kept them kind of bottled up. Your thoughts on the paint battle?
I feel like we did a decent job. They're bigger than us, but I feel like we were strong. We tried to make it hard, for the guards, seeing if the bigs can try to beat us. They made shots, but I think down low we was pretty physical.
Other questions for the student athletes? Back there.
Luke Maestas, Met TV. How does this team want to be remembered by? I mean, you guys made a pretty strong run.
I can go on that. I think just how hard we fight. This team been through a lot of adversity. One of the most that I've been a part, not only just myself, but like down the line, all 16 had some type of adversity. So it was just us showing, we can fight through battles. We had a lot of close games, showing we had heart, So I think that's a team to be remembered, just by our fight.
Yeah, I'll add to that and say this is the most talented team I've ever been a part of, probably one of the most talented teams out of this conference. And sometimes that's hard when you got a lot of talent on a team to come together and be able to play together. I've seen a lot of teams, and I've been on teams with a lot of talent, but you just can't mesh because there's egos and there's people that want the ball or whatever it may be. But how this group came together and learned to play together and then played together throughout the entirety of the season, I think that shows with our 25 wins, and that's what I want to be remembered for, is how close this team is on and off the court.
Henry Chisholm from Skyline Sports. For both of you guys, just you kind of touched on it, but going through this past couple months, the 14 wins in 15 games, the moments that you guys had those last few games of the season with the wins record, the assist record, and then winning the championship. Do those magical stretches make it just a little bit easier at this point to look back and say we accomplished so much compared to where we were a couple of months ago?
Yeah, for sure. I think this group came, like Kai said, we came together. Like, we had a group talk when we were struggling in the preseason. Came to a small group talk, talked it out. Like he said, it could be egos, and we just said we're going to buy in. So this team really bought in, and that's what I'm happy about for this season.
Yeah, and I think those records and the streaks, I think that just comes with us not caring about those types of things. I think when you don't care about those things, they come to you naturally instead of looking for rewards as a team or even individually.
Anything else for the student athletes? Okay, we'll dismiss them at this time. Thank you, men.
Thank you,
guys.
Is a will you marry me in your future? Or maybe you do it all over again. Hi, I'm Brian Toon with Jewelry Design Center, inviting you to come see the largest selection of Will You Marry Me in the state of Montana. The brightest diamonds of every shape and size, unique settings built to last, and skilled jewelers on site offering free sizing and maintenance for life, because that's how long we want to be your jeweler. Jewelry Design Center in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
Being in this industry since I was in college, one of the things I think we take the most pride in is Aspen Sound's been such a presence in Missoula for almost 40 years. The cool parts about our job is people always ask me what do we do for a living. I sell fun, whether it's as simple as window tints all the way up to integrating a backup camera into a factory screen. I'm usually pretty excited about the options that we can present to
Cash One Pawn has the most extensive inventory of any pawn shop in western Montana. Whether you're in the market for firearms, power tools, bows, video game consoles, or sunglasses, Cash One Pawn has the best deals around. And now Cash One Pawn gives you the ability to shop online from anywhere. Make CashOnePawn.com part of your shopping habits. Also make sure to download the Cash One Pawn app. Cash One Pawn, Missoula's premier pawn shop, located on Roller Coaster Road on the way to the Y.
Questions for the coach? Let's go here first. Go ahead.
Henry Chisholm, Skyline Sports. Joe Pridgeon got in a bit of foul trouble there in the second half. How did that kind of change the way the game played out? And for the team as a whole, getting in the bonus so early.
Yeah, foul trouble was a problem for us in multiple areas. Kai Johnson, Money Williams as well. Just the 4 fouls backs you off. And one of the things we talked about going to this game was trying to keep him off the free throw line. And you can't have a guy score 19 points on 5 attempts and think you're going to win a basketball game. So we needed to do a better job defending without fouling. I thought that was one of the things that killed our momentum. Was we did when we got stops, we got in transition. They struggled to guard us in transition. Then we went about a 4-6 minute stretch where we were taking the ball to bounds. Whether it was free throws or, there were a couple of possessions, they might have turned it over and we walked it up the floor. But there was no transition. So we lost our advantage in that regard.
We're here.
Coach Mike Kelly with the Associated Press. There was a stretch where you guys were close, and then their number 7, Carter Gilmore, hits a three-pointer and then takes the charge and then hits another shot. How big was that sequence?
It's huge, and that's what players do in these moments, right? Is we're in the Big Sky Conference Championship on the 12th, and Kai Johnson hits a 3 and then gets a 3-point play in back-to-back possessions to stretch out a lead for us to win the Big Sky Championship. That's what happens in these games, and it's important for us to respond. And we came down in between those possessions and shot open threes and didn't make them. So if you can't respond, you've got to tighten up and get stops defensively, which we didn't do either one.
Let's go back there first.
Alex Taylor with Wild Sports. Coach, with the transfer portal and everything right now, how do you kind of change your approach to recruiting, especially when you're coming off a season like this one?
I don't. I won't do anything different. From day one, before COVID, I always believed that you replaced seniors with freshmen, high school kids, and you replace transfers with transfers because you're losing experience, and experience can't be replaced by 17, 18-year-old. And so the same thing has continued with us in the new age of the portal. We replace transfers with transfers. So if the guys that have eligibility, if they walk out the door, we'll go find some replacements.
Henry Chisholm, Skyline Sports again. You guys had just a little bit of a height disadvantage coming into this game. They had a couple of taller guys. What's the approach going into a game like that, and how do you think that aspect of the game played out?
I don't think you have much. They've got some point-blank baskets around the rim. We went small with our four-guard lineup early in the first half. They got some offensive rebounds. I thought that impacted us then. I think the most important thing for us when we do that is to spread them out on the offensive side of the ball. We didn't find the advantages we were looking for during that stretch. Or I would be sitting here saying we won that stretch or we broke even. We've had moments where we've been smaller in every game this year because we play four guards a lot. I think the biggest issue for us was that some of the role players jumped up and made big shots when we were focused on some of the other guys.
Anything else? Okay, thank you for your time, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
You're driving along on the highway and you've been hit by a semi-truck. Now what do? You call your Montana attorneys, Ryan and Miller. We have the expertise to help guide you along in these specific types of accidents. So these are the 3 steps that you need to follow. Number 1, make sure that the police are called and that there is a report of the accident. Second, make sure that you're getting the medical attention that you need and following up with your doctor. Third, do not talk to an insurance company until you've talked to an attorney. They are not going to help you protect your rights, and you want to make sure that you know all that you're entitled to. Contact an attorney today by clicking the link below.